to this guy.
Hi.
You.
Welcome to Four Men and a Little Podcast, my friend. It's great to see your beautiful face.
It's great to see your beautiful faces. What are we on right now? Is this like official?
Yeah. We just tossed you right in. We kicked one of them out because it's 4 men, not 3, not 5, 4. So right, Chaz, get the fuck out of here. We're bringing in a real actor.
It was a title we were immediately like, this isn't working. When somebody couldn't show up the first time, we're like, oh.
No, the one the story of how this title came about, we were trying to just figure out what we wanted as a title.
Yep.
We started getting like a little annoyed with each other because we didn't like anyone's ideas. So jokingly, I said 4 men and a little podcast, like 3 men and a little baby, and people, it just stuck. So here we are.
Nice. I feel like I'm inferior because I don't have the green screen. Green background going right now.
Yeah.
Just got the regular ass walls and windows.
How does he have his natural background? Is that just a camera thing?
Yeah, Marcus, if you just take off the fucking space, it'll show the background of your
space
house.
On there. You were your natural background when you started.
No, I want the space. I want to have the green screen. I tried it like a bunch of times, but you know what I mean?
Oh.
But I think it might be because the light's too bright on your face. It might mimic the wall, and you'll probably be gone.
The first time I tried it, I was in bed, and there was a wooded headboard, dark wood behind me, and a off-white wall above me. So it would either make the headboard and my hair be blanked out, or it would make my face and the wall be blanked out. But now I've got a neutral area to be in here. It's not perfect, but so. Jason, you're an actor, among other things.
That's what they say.
And right now you're not in New York. You're in. You got a drink there. I should get a drink.
Well, yeah, I feel like I thought I was. This is my first podcast, so I
he's
figured,
on Zoom.
Is it?
Not?
Oh, nice.
Oh, tasty.
I'm gonna get something to drink, but. Jason, where are you currently?
I'm in Rochester right now, so I'm upstate. I escaped New York City before the purge.
Did you say escape from New York?
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the way That's the way I felt, man. I mean, realistically, nice. A little maker's mark. All right. Yeah, dude, we got out. We left March 17th. Like literally, as soon as the writing was on the wall, man. We packed the van, just got the fuck out of there.
Smart.
I'm allowed to swear, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you're originally from Rochester, right, Jason?
Yeah. So we were fortunate because my parents still got a place up here, so we had a place to go. So we're really lucky in that.
All right, cool. So one of these days, once the world gets back to normal, I'm going to have to come look you up because we actually have another mutual friend that lives out in Rochester.
Nice. Well, you better do it quick because my parents are trying to sell this place. I don't think they're going to be able to do it anytime soon, considering the current circumstances. But it's a nice spot. It's a nice spot. It will facilitate social distance visits. Nick's been there before. It's a big place.
Yeah, it's a nice house.
It's cold, though, so you can't go outside. They got a big yard, but it's just freezing.
It snowed in New York City today.
Yeah, I saw your
crazy.
post. It's been snowing like 5 days this week here.
Literally
been coated.
It's been snowing in Western New York.
It's like 85 right now in Los Angeles.
Nice.
So
you look so different. You look so different without that beard. You look like a totally different person.
I look like I fuck children. It's awful.
It's
with
a
the
little
beard or without?
It really is.
What are you talking about?
What, my beard? It's gone, Marcus.
Yeah, I know, but you look like you fuck children now?
Without a beard. Yeah, I look like a pedophile.
You look like you at least want to. I don't know.
You look like your brother.
No. Like
you look like Pat.
Depending on the angle, it really just like it looks like I would be. You'd be getting a letter with my face on it, telling you that I'm moving into your neighborhood.
I did.
Maybe it's the hat and the headset. You look like you're like a professional, like.
Oh, I had to put a
Fly
hat on.
helicopters.
I didn't want my hair looking like my head looking similar to Marx's hairstyle, and I'm like, no, I haven't been shaving it.
I gave myself a haircut, but I don't know how to blend it, so it's like it's like mushroomy, like
Oh, dude, it reminds me of your 8th grade haircut.
I gave myself
exactly like my 8th grade haircut.
I gave myself a haircut. I think I did pretty good.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I thought the kid gave you a haircut.
Yeah, that was fake though. That was my idea. No, I was just trying to they were getting all crazy. That was early in the quarantine, so I was just like, what could I do to chill them out? I bet you if I let them cut my ponytail off, they'll both be happy and stop busting my balls. And I was right. It worked. I got about 40 minutes before they were busting my balls again. So that's how much my ponytail was worth. 40 minutes of not getting my balls busted.
You had long hair.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Your hair used to be longer, right?
Yeah, it was really long. I hadn't cut it in over a year. It was really long.
And
you see, Sean, why don't you grow your hair out again?
Because it grows uneven. Like one starts going like this, and it'll just be like this, and then it doesn't do anything up here. You know the feeling.
Well, man,
it just looks stupid.
You gotta get yourself a fucking barber over there on the West Coast to take care of you.
No, I just shave it all off. I'm bald now.
Yeah.
I wanted to grow long hair when I was young, and it doesn't grow longer than this. It just gets puffier than this. This is 2.5 months. It's not long. It doesn't go down.
Jason, you're in a Crow movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually doing the premiere on Saturday. We were supposed to have a big party and go to the theater and do all that fun stuff. But yeah, now it's just on Facebook.
Yeah.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
So the page is The Crow, the Funboy, right? On Facebook?
Yes. The Crow, the Funboy. Yes. Or no, Funboy the Crow. Funboy the Crow.
Oh, Funboy the Crow?
Yeah, I should have pulled all this up.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, is that
I'm a horrible promoter here.
Is that the whole title?
I think so.
And who do you play in this?
I am Eric Draven, the Crow.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so it's pretty much the coolest possible role that any actor could ever want to have, at least in my perspective.
I mean, yes, because it looks awesome, right? But then it's also it didn't go well for the first 2 Crows. Especially the very first.
No, we didn't have any close calls. We did a couple of stunts where they were a little nervous, but I'm always down to do whatever, so I'm always trying to push the envelope. The one thing that they made me do that I wasn't comfortable doing was the motorcycle stuff. They were like,
"You drive a motorcycle?"
Yeah, in the movie, I'm on a motorcycle, and I've been driving motorcycles for decades, so that's cool. And I don't care not wearing a helmet, but I had no eye protection, no nothing. We're driving at night and no windshield, and they were like, my boy Ricardo, the director, Ricardo Amel, shout out to Ricardo for putting it together. But they were like, yeah, can you just look up like you're following the Crow? I mean, I was like, yeah, I can do that, but I don't want to crash this motorcycle. I can do it for a couple of seconds at a time, but can you guys tap the brakes or something if there's a pothole so I don't dump with no helmet? But yeah, it was fun. Hopefully, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so hopefully it came out well. And you know what I mean. I haven't seen it. I'm excited to see it. But realistically, if you get asked to be the Crow, you accept.
Yeah.
So this movie does follow the same lineage as the Crow movies that everybody recalls from the 90s.
Yeah, they're similar. They're similar to the movies. They didn't do it based off the movies. They did it off of the graphic novel, which is a little bit different. And so there's a lot of parallels. Obviously, those movies were also based off of the graphic novel as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, there's differences, and there's they you know what I mean. They brought in the Skull Cowboy and a couple of different things. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. I had never read the graphic novel until we started this project, but it's interesting. It's different. You know what I mean? Where I love the Brandon Lee version.
Of course, yeah.
But it's different than the book. The book's a lot more dark. It's a lot more dark. Where you know what I mean? nothing against the Crow with Brandon Lee, but that was obviously like a 1990s movie that, you know, they had to polish up a little and, you know, make it a little sexier and a little less suicidal.
Right.
From what I remember from watching it many times and with the director commentary on and, you know, all that other stuff, they wanted it to be black and white, but the studios were like, no one watches black and white films. And so when you watch The Crow with Brandon Lee, like, it's really devoid of color as much as they could without actually being black and white. And the Funboy is in that one. So is it a similar character?
Yeah, but obviously a different, you know, Billy Bayrup obviously plays the character, you know, from his own perspective. I think we all kind of did the thing. I don't know if Billy did the same thing that I didn't watch The Crow again. Like, I didn't want to watch it again because I thought it would, you know, it would, you know, just perceive, you know, I would just change my whole outlook on it. So, but I mean, you can't help but remember, it's, you know what I mean? Like, everybody remembers what The Crow is, but you really kind of just remember the concept, which doesn't really matter because, he's, you know, this sort of supernatural being that's coming back for revenge, which is so obvious that, you know, you can't take it back. But I think that Billy's very different than the actor that played Funboy in the original film. I'm really, like I said, I haven't seen it, so I'm excited to see it because I was there on set a lot of the time. But I mean, you know, I don't, you know, you're away from the shot, so you don't really know what was captured and how the performances went down unless you're in the scene.
And what time on Saturday?
7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
Is it 7 p.m.?
I think 7 p.m. Central.
I think it's 7:30 p.m.
I think it's 7 p.m. Central. Where's the director located?
Central.
Yeah, 7 p.m. I'm reading it right now. 7 p.m. CDT, the Crow Funboy live premiere on Facebook.
Yep.
If you go to the Crow.
No, it's 7 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central.
Nope. You got
the other way around. 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
And what about Pacific? I mean, I don't feel like doing math. I'm 2 hours behind that, right? So 5.
Just do the math, John.
We've been doing a bunch of conference calls, and like the times are always fucked up. So it's like, who knows what time this is going to be? It's going to be Saturday. Just check Funboy.
Yeah. First, you got to follow the page so you can see it. So go to Facebook, get on the Crow Funboy, and then it'll tell you exactly what time.
Hey, Marcus and I are friends on Facebook now.
There you go.
There you go.
Watch out for dick pics.
I'm gonna stop.
No, don't listen to him.
Am I the only one that sends your dick pics out now?
Yeah, the only person.
Oh, people were getting so pissed at that group we're in.
Oh yeah.
What kind of group that was?
But everybody sent a dick pic once in a while.
I send other people's. I send other people's.
We did this podcast. We've been off for 4 years, but in 2005, one of our first episodes, you guys told the story of Chaz sending a pre-digital camera dick pic of taking a picture with someone's disposable wind-up film camera in the bathroom at a party. I just re-listened to it, I think our 3rd or 5th episode, one of those, and I was like, oh.
The best part about that was our friend Schichtel was able to get it on his computer, and we were at a party, and it was like the screensaver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
The screensaver where it hits the corner and bounces.
That was fantastic. So Chaz thought he was doing something funny or whatever, and it kind of ended up backfired on him.
It was funny for me on both sides. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hey Jason, I haven't seen you since Nick's wedding, man. How have you been?
Just sexy as always.
There you go.
You're engaged?
Yeah, no, I'm engaged.
Oh shit.
Quarantined. Yeah, we were actually we were supposed to get married in like 2 months, but we had to postpone that shit.
Oh.
So I got one last chance to escape.
The world's The world's going to be a different place when this is all over, but hopefully,
Yeah,
we
it's
can go
gonna
back to normal.
suck. No, I don't think we'll ever be back to normal after this. I think everybody's fucked. I think it's gonna be weird to be cool after this. Like everyone's gonna be socially awkward. Like that's gonna be what's expected of everyone. And if
I'm
you're
going to
nice
just
to
pass as
people-
normal from now on.
Yeah,
Great.
right. Like we are all gonna have to avoid one another and avoid physical contact and social interactions. Like all I want to do is just hug everybody, and it's like
I just want to not be hugged. That's
right.
Yeah.
But I love hugging people. Like I'm the guy that comes up and like slap you on the back, hugs, all that stuff. Like that's gonna be the biggest douche move possible after this. Like get off me. It's disgusting.
it'll pass. It will pass.
I don't think so. I don't think
absolutely.
It'll be
Absolutely.
slower though. Like it'll take a while.
It'll take about 3 months.
So.
3 months, people
No
will be
way.
like, "Fuck it."
No fucking way. Handshaking
I
is
think
gone. Nobody's shaking hands anymore. Like
people
I'm going to
should
do
stop
what
shit.
Japanese do, the bow.
yeah, we're gonna do bows.
Let me tell you, Japan
kids
is
right
fucking
now-
great. It's brilliant. They
I
should.
like it.
We'll do it.
I like it. I like the handshake though, because there's a little, something there.
I do too, but
I do.
you know
think
when
that
someone
kids are-
gross wants to shake your hand? Like one time, this guy had a bleeding hand, and I like felt socially obligated to shake his bleeding hand, and I was like, I don't want to do this.
Right.
What-
It's gonna
what-
take
what was the
it takes the
bleeding
pressure
from?
off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've never had the bleeding
why was
hand.
he extending his hand
shake.
to you?
Just to meet me, and I was like, your hand's bleeding. He's like, it's cool.
Well, how bloody was the hand? Was
Not
it
super,
really
but
bleeding?
still.
Right. Like, did he
Like-
nick it on something, or like did he just like rip someone's heart out bloody? Like,
No,
Like
it wasn't
open
completely
wound?
covered in blood, but there was like a cut with blood on it, on his hand, and I was just like, I don't want to do this, man.
should just hand him a tampon and went on your way.
I guess.
You didn't want to.
I didn't have a tampon.
You gotta keep those on you, man. They're not just for women anymore.
So yeah, there's certain situations you're like, I don't want to touch this person.
Yeah, that's gone. Kids that are born this year are gonna grow up, and in 20 years they're gonna be like, "You guys used to shake hands? Gross."
I'm pretty sure
wow,
the
yeah.
way people forget and stop caring about stuff, like 3 to 6 months, people will be hugging again.
Yeah,
Sounds right.
There-
Sounds
there
right,
will
because-
be there will be changes, I think, though. At
Oh,
least
there'll
for a
be
while.
changes. I
I
think.
mean, I'm gonna
I
stick with it.
Oh no, I
think
know.
Tinder's probably lost some stock.
If AIDS didn't slow Tinder down, I fucking doubt COVID-19
No,
will.
man, I think nobody's dating, meeting people out, strangers in public.
Of
in
course
the
they
future
are.
dating.
Of course they
Future
are.
dating is
Yeah.
all electronic, I think.
Some
First, you
people-
got to tell me that, like, you got to prove to me via virtual means that we're already connecting, instead of like
course.
we'll go on a date
No.
and find out if we connect. It's like I'm not.
So
sitting
is
there.
it-
It's not going to be that hard, especially
like a
once this
virtual-
is open. I say the opposite's going to happen. I think everyone's going to be hooking up.
Everyone's gonna start just doing it.
Oh, it's going to be like
Yeah.
it's been like 2 months since I had any physical
I don't think so.
touching. Oh yeah,
I think
don't-
like
I don't
I
think
think if
so.
you're like a teenager right now, right? You haven't had sex, and you're like freaked out about people like coughing and stuff. You're just gonna be like, "Nah, I got a vibrator and a webcam. I'm
no
good."
man. It's
No, I agree with Nick. I think that.
we grew up during the AIDS epidemic. Like,
yeah, but
that shit, like it killed. Like everyone's like, "You're gonna
Yeah.
die." You have
But
you have it. That's the only.
But we didn't have the porno that they have.
We don't
now.
have the tech.
It's just that never-ending amounts of whatever you are in the mood for.
They've got those
at your
Bluetooth
disposal.
vibrators, right? That like you connect to your computer.
I don't know.
I don't know, Nick.
You tell
I
me, Nick.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't have one.
I mean, it sounds cool. Like I'll try.
Look, Google
anything
it.
once.
Google it. I don't know what they're called even, but you can Google them.
But they have like the virtual reality things now. Like,
Yeah.
come on. What are you
It's
gonna do?
It's
You're gonna go
really.
talk
It's.
to-
I'm just waiting for the three seashells to come out like a demolition man.
To
I was
whip your
like,
ass.
all these like Bluetooth things. I just think of like Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone putting on those like goggles.
Right.
They're
what
like
it's-
not
dude,
touching.
That's what it's gonna be, man.
It'd be like in
That's what
time
it's gonna
cop.
be. I mean, honestly, like I'm almost 40 now, and like the idea of sex does kind of already seem gross to me. Whereas when I was 20, like that's the only thing I wanted to do. Where now I'm kind of like, But I mean, with the porno the way it is now, these kids, they're not going to do this. It's like, what are you going to do? Go talk to a person and have to listen to that? Oh, dude, take me 4 minutes. I go in the bathroom with my VR goggles on. Good. Spend all this money, listen to your stories. Nobody's doing that.
It's the human race as we know it, you know?
No, I don't think it's the end of the human race. You know what I mean? Because whoever
people
can't
will still want to have kids.
Yeah, whoever can't afford the goggles will still fuck.
Yeah, idiocracy, I believe.
Yeah. So even just this, like infertility is already like super prominent, right? Like it's crazy. The numbers are going up. Nobody's really talking about it, but like the numbers are skyrocketing.
Yeah, good. There's too many people. Anyway, how many kids do you need?
But what I'm saying is,
yeah, right. I mean, the traffic is fantastic right now.
Well, that's
fantastic.
Yeah. Well,
I would imagine over there.
Oh, it's great.
The thing is, traffic's gonna come back. You know, it just is.
Yeah. No.
Maybe there'll be more traffic because people don't want to ride in cars with each other. Be like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna drive myself. Meet you there.
Unless you have some of those protesters that are out just clogging up the streets, honking and yelling at people.
Maybe.
I don't understand protesters. Like,
no, I understand protesters, but it's just like, come on, guys. Like,
I mean,
people,
it depends
people
on
are
what
dying.
protesting.
Like, you guys are doing crazy.
Yeah, these people, they just protest from like, I don't know.
I actually resent your, you posted something with the lady holding up the social distancing equals communism, and then the whole scribe of how you've never been oppressed. I actually sent that to my dad today. I screenshotted it and sent it to him. No, it's true though. Like, you guys, what are you guys complaining about? That you guys are actually in a position to not die? Like, shut up.
I mean, so I understand like wanting to go back to normalcy. I understand that, and I understand the feeling of like,
right,
this sucks. Let's go back. But the idea is right now, if we go back too early, there are major problems going back too early, because if we go back too early, then we have to do this again later.
It's like, I mean, the way it says comes out, it's going to be like there's no easy answer. Like, oh, if we wait X amount of time, there won't be a second wave. This, that. I mean, the whole idea of quarantine is we have to wait for the hospitals and everything to catch up, so that when we do open back up slowly, like a trickle, in theory, slowly open back up. When other people, the second wave hits, hospitals and that will be ready for them.
Because there will be a second wave.
Yeah.
Because there'll be more people out, more people exposed to each other. The problem is, if that second wave, if we haven't recovered from the first wave, and the second wave is worse than the first wave, then we'll overload the hospitals again. People won't be able to get the care they need again. More people will die again. Yeah. And then we'll have to lock down again. The government will have to bail out everything again. We'll all have to try to get Shawnee spent 5 weeks getting unemployment again. Everything will have to happen again.
But it will though. It will happen again though, and it's good. It's definitely gonna resurge again next flu season, because this whole shit blew up after flu season, like at the end of flu season. So next year, what they're saying is we're gonna have flu season, which is already like 100,000 cases of hospitalization plus this. So we have a vaccination for that. Like the flu, without the vaccination and without all the stuff they already know, would probably be just as bad as this. They just been dealing with the flu for so long that they can manage it. But regardless, these protesters are idiots. Like, dude, you want to protest? You want to protest. I'm not anti-protest, but throw a fucking mask on. Can you follow the rules while you protest? Like, don't come out and cough on everybody and spit on everybody. Like, come out with the mask and then protest. That's fine. You're outside. I don't care. Protest. You want to protest, protest. But just at least follow the rules that we're all following, because fuck you. Actually, is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
I don't like being told.
Hell yeah. Right.
I don't like being told what to do. Like, it sucks.
I don't like it either, man. But if you're gonna be an outlier and you're gonna kick up dust, at least be polite enough to like put a mask on, and like put a mask on. That makes your protest even better. Because realistically, the fact that you guys are all out there shoulder to shoulder protesting without masks, it's like, you guys are the reason why we have these rules. If you guys weren't idiots, we could probably relax this up a little bit. Everybody could relax this a little bit. We could do it if you could show that you weren't tards.
Yeah, like as soon as we open, if you're going to not be wearing masks and standing side by side to strangers, then that's the problem, right?
Right.
But if it's like, hey, look, we're 6 feet apart, we're wearing masks.
I think
we can do this. And we can do this. We can run businesses like this.
Right.
That would be a different protest. But
I think Israel did a protest where everyone was at least 6 feet away from each other and all the whole like radius. They were 6 feet away.
Yeah.
They did protest. It's like, yeah, that's all you have to do.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, there's an argument to be made that we need to get back to a sense of normalcy. We need to get the wheels turning again. I get that, but you're not going to do it by acting like idiots. You're not going to do it by proving that these rules are necessary. But if you can show that, okay, like we can social distance, we can limit the number of people on the floor by the register and everybody, we can do it. We can, but just spitting in the face of, you know what I mean, common sense, that's not the way to do it, because it just makes me want to lock shit down longer. Like, all right, these guys aren't going to be able to do this.
Plus, it's a city by city thing. Like New York City, everyone lives on top of each other. It's completely different than, say, Rochester, or even in Los Angeles. There's a lot of suburbs. It should be able to open up a little bit faster because we're still separated from each other.
Yeah, but it's weird though, because like Rochester's open. Like I think that this is open. I can Target's open, Wegmans is open, like McDonald's is open. Like everything's pretty much everything's kind of open. Like you can't get a haircut, but you know what I mean? You can't get your nails done, but you can pretty much do everything that you need to do. But everyone's got a mask on, except for the people that work at the store, which is unfucking believable to me.
They don't have masks?
No.
That sucks.
Every customer has a mask, but everyone at the store doesn't have a mask. Like you do realize that like you're probably the sickest person in here, right? Like you should have a mask. Can you guys get them some scarves or something? That's
bullshit.
I think the logic with that is every employee at a particular establishment, based on the number of employees that are all working at the same time, I want to say you basically assume that you're coming into work, you're not infected, which I know is somewhat far-fetched because, even if you do have the virus, you don't necessarily have to show any symptoms, but you can still pass on to other people. But I think the whole knowledge is that if you're coming into work, you're good. So if you're coming into work, you're around other coworkers, then this is a group of people who are quote unquote, safe and not infected. But obviously, as soon as you start feeling some way or developing some type of symptoms, you stay your ass at home, you do whatever you need to do or whatever, and then work is still gonna go on. Because me, like at the station that I work out of, there's three zip codes out of the station that I work at, and if you say there's at least 30 people, if there's at least 10 zip codes, if there's at least 10 people working out of a zip code, that's at least 30 people. So I have at least 30 people working at a station. That doesn't include the non-mail carriers. And I mean, they don't make us wear any type of facial protection. If you want to, that's fine. But if you don't want to, that's fine as well. Because you basically come in with you basically come into work, with the hope of you're not infected, so you really can't. So you really can't infect anybody else while you're at work.
I think the problem is the gap there, right? Because you could have a coworker who is a nurse who's exposed to it at work. She's not symptomatic yet, but she's carrying it. She goes home to your coworker. That coworker has it, but isn't symptomatic yet and goes in to see you. I think it's just easier to have 30 masks.
Is it Sweden? Is it Sweden that isn't doing this?
Sweden isn't locked down.
Yeah, I feel like that. I thoroughly enjoy that at least one country hasn't really locked everything down, just so we can compare and contrast.
Yeah,
because I feel like the next step we got to go to is kind of what they're doing. Yeah.
Well, it's an idea. So right now they're doing it. They think they're practicing some social distancing, but everything's open, right?
Yeah.
They estimate 20% of their population of the capital Stockholm has been exposed and is carrying antibodies. That's their estimate right now on the numbers they've tested. 20% as the antibodies. New York State has been testing various hospitals, doing tests around the state. 20% of New York State residents have the antibodies.
Yeah, but they've been testing people on the street though. Like they're testing people New York State. They've been testing people that are out. So it's like I don't know if that's a really accurate
I mean, that's the thing. We don't know. It's a control group, the same as the people in Sweden, though. It's a control group. They haven't tested everybody.
Right. But, I mean, the whole country's a control group because they're the only ones that didn't lock everything down, and shut everything down.
So it's good. The New York numbers are people who have either been to the hospital or who are fucking walking around. So it's like they're kind of like the danger zone group.
Sure. So we're at 20% in both places, New York and Stockholm. Sweden, compared to its neighboring countries of Finland and Denmark, has a much higher death rate, though. However, you're not going to know if this worked or not until long term, right? You're not going to know for months if they reach. They're talking about reaching what they're calling herd immunity. Herd immunity is not everyone's immune; it's 60% are immune. So they're trying to get to 60% immune as soon as possible. And hopefully that, then 60% of the population is immune in the future. But we don't know because there's been results of this disease coming back and getting people a second time.
Right.
So that could throw everything off, know? So it'll be interesting in the long run to see, but we won't know for a while if it's the right thing to do or not.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no one knows until everything, the
right
dust
now
settles.
It's neck and neck, 20% and 20%. And we don't know,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy I'm quarantined and I'm able to watch some movies and a new version of The Crow. I am really psyched about this, man.
Yeah.
I'd probably watch it if you weren't in it, but it's even cooler that you fucking are in it because I love that movie and I'm really fucking stoked.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about COVID-19 too much. It just gets me annoyed.
Let's talk about The Crow. Did they shoot any blanks at you?
For good.
Making The Crow.
Whoa! Where'd you guys end up shooting it, man?
We shot it in Houston. It was actually a pretty quick shoot. Yeah, they did it. It was one of those things where it was like it's very low budget, where we knew that we couldn't make any money off of it. Because when Ricardo called me, he was like, hey, because we always busted balls. I worked with him on a bunch of different movies and a bunch of commercials and stuff. And we always would joke around about rebooting The Crow. It was always like that pipe dream. And he hit me up and he's like, hey, you know how we always talked about shooting The Crow? And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm going to do a short film. And I was like, how the fuck are you going to get the rights to that? He's like, I'm not. And I was like, okay, well, then how are you going to do it? He's like, we're just going to do it. He's like, this is what I want to make next. And I was like, all right, I respect that. You know that you're not going to make any money off of this, so this is just going to be a straight up red line expense project. And he was like, yep. I was like, he's like, you want to do it? I'm not going to pay you, but we're just going to do it for the fun of it. Like, you want to be the Crow? I was like, fuck yeah, I want to be the Crow. I fucking pay to be the Crow. You kidding me right now? Like you're gonna get a set where I'm the Crow? Like fuck yeah, I'll show up. Are you crazy? So yeah, this is definitely just like a fan film, passion project. I mean, I was just an actor. I wasn't a producer on this, so it's like, but it's like he can't make money off of it.
Right.
He just
not without permission.
No, not at all. And I mean, realistically, this was just a project that we always wanted to do. And we had done a couple of different projects. It's a weird thing when you're trying to make money off of film. It takes sort of the passion out of it. It takes, turns it into something like this bastardized version of what you love. And so this one was just like we're just going to make this. And it was fun, and it was like we had to adapt. We had to do a bunch of different things. We were like shooting a fight scene in this bar, and we had like 40 minutes left and like 6 hours of special effects green screen shit to still shoot. And I was like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to do this. This isn't gonna work. So we had to like change stuff around. But that's the beauty of like making an independent film, where it's just like you figure it out, and it was really a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see how it came out. You know, I mean, it's always weird when you're an actor, because everything that you watch you think sucks, because you're just like, I suck in every scene. Like, you're like, it's just horrible. You know what I mean? Like, you can't help but hate everything that you do. But it's fun, because I'm excited to see it, just because there's so many people, like, you guys know movies. So it's like, there's so many people that are involved, where it's like, as an actor, you go in and you do your performance, but there's so many other people involved that you still have no idea what it's going to be until it's done. You have the editors and the special effects and the music and like everything, like lighting, like you so many different things that go into it, where it's like, I have no idea what this is going to look like. Literally no idea. So I'm excited to see it. Like, I really am.
Nice. I'm also similar in that I hate everything I make. All I see are the mistakes.
See the mistakes
Like,
in every art you create.
That's all you do.
Literally today, just before we did this, I made a pilot for like just a pilot for like a YouTube series. I took a class at Second City, and I finally, like, I edited it, and there was a lot going on, but like, I just watched it. I'm like, man, this sucks. Like, I just see all my mistakes, everything I would do differently. And finally, I just actually sent it out to everyone that was in it, just so they could see it. I have to put the score onto it. So I had it on my cell phone. My buddy made it, and I downloaded it on my cell phone. Then I dropped my cell phone in the sink. I had to get a new one. So I'm like, you gotta send it back to me, man. I'm so sorry. This is ridiculous. So
Sean, you were locked down without a cell phone.
Yeah, I don't quarantine well. Like, everything I've never done before just fucking happens. I ordered food through DoorDash. I put the wrong fucking address. I was walking around my neighborhood for about a half hour trying to see where they dropped off my Taco Bell. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was literally going up like steps in the other apartment complexes. I'm like, is there an apartment 16 around here? Where's my fucking Taco Bell? I just went back and ordered some more. It was awful.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
It's not that hard.
I don't know. Oh, I
just check it before you hit submit. That's it.
I emailed for my paycheck. I accidentally sent the wrong address there because my fat fingers on my cell phone. So they mailed me my paycheck, and I'm like, where is it? I didn't get it. They're like, is this the address? I was like, fuck, I wrote the wrong address again. Anyways, back to the thing. Yeah, I was like, serious mistakes, and I'm like, I don't want to show people this. It looks like it sucks. So I did, and they're like, hey, it wasn't bad. I was like, okay. All right, maybe.
When did you do something at Second City?
Jesus, it was like 2 years ago.
Was it?
Yeah. It was cool. It was a YouTube like creative YouTube shows, and I feel like TV. If you're gonna have like a TV show or anything like that, like YouTube or web series show, not YouTube, but web series. It's kind of like how everything's going. 5 to 7 minute episodes. Short attention spans. It kind of seems like a lot of media is going that way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Jason, if you got to play the Crow, of any character that's already created that it's created by someone else has the rights to, what would be your next go-to?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. I feel very grateful that I got to be the Crow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like any of the characters that I'd want to play have already been played so well. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants to play these, like the Joker. I'd love to be the Joker, but like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Yeah, like, you got Joaquin, you got, you know what I mean? The Dark Knight. You have so many different.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Ledger, Nicholson. Like, it's just been done so well, where it's like any character that's really interesting has already been done so just in such a fantastic way that you would it's almost like you'd have to try to come up with something like arbitrarily different.
Right. You want to play a character that is hasn't been made into a movie yet. That like you saw a cartoon or a.
I'm not
comic book.
cultured enough. I'm not cultured enough. I don't know the characters that haven't been played yet. Like I don't know. Like
So my problem is I know too many. I don't know where to start.
All right. Well, you cast me in something.
I'll think of something, man. Fuck it. We don't need the rights. You can't leave the house anyway.
I'll tell you what. I'm sure that this movie cost Ricardo. I don't know if he had other financiers or not, but I know that he spent more. I'm sure he spent more money than he expected. Like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we're gonna do this on the cheap, and it's just like, all right, once you get rolling, that credit card just starts getting swiped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's just like this and that and the third. Where, but I feel like I have no idea what the budget was on this, but with everyone, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there were certain cast and crew costs, but realistically, like everybody was kind of working just to get it done, just to do it. But I mean, shit, just to feed people for 5 days, like that's not nothing. Like that's a lot of hobby money.
Right, everyone on quarantine right now is like, they feed more than one person for 5 days with like no money coming in.
Well, I stocked up. I stocked up on groceries, so we've been eating well. And then my unemployment got rejected, so now I'm like, all right, let's.
Oh
you've
shit!
been rejected.
Yeah, I got rejected. Well, because most of my shit is like freelance and 1099 or like invoice.
Yeah.
So it's like you send it in, like, yeah, if I could get somebody on the phone, which you can't, like I could be like, oh yeah, here's all my proof of income, and then I'd probably get approved with the new rules. But when I just go through the system, it's like, oh, you had a job for 6 weeks? Like, yeah, you're fucking out.
Yeah, I think you got to keep calling, man, because I
am fucking done calling
do your best.
that fucking number. I'm done. I called like 50 times the first day. No, I called. I was like, you know what? This is my job. I'm going to call. I'm going to get it. I'm going to talk to somebody. Now I called like 50 times. Nothing. And then the next day I called like 20 times. And then the next day I called like 20 times. And the next day I called like 10 times. And then I called like 2 times. And like now I don't call at all. You know why? Because it would be nice. If I called and it was just a busy signal, I would call 1,000 times a day. But you got to call, and then you have to go through 5 minutes of prompts to get disconnected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to. I already know it. It's just it's 1, 9.
That's English.
5, 2, 2, 5, and then we're sorry. It's like, dude, it takes 5 minutes, and there's like all these disclaimers and shit. It's like, dude, just tell me if someone's gonna pick up or not. Like, just give me a busy signal or answer.
Yeah, or even be like, you're next. You're number 99th in line. Like, okay.
No, I haven't even gotten that. I just get.
No, I know. They don't say that.
Exactly what you're talking about. I finally got put on hold when I got through to someone. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm on hold?
Yeah, me too.
I'm on hold? I hear
whoa.
music. I was like, holy shit. This is
better than
happening. It's finally
I wasn't
happening.
recording.
Better than an orgasm. Yeah. Like, holy shit. Yeah. No, I actually got a letter. I actually got a letter today being rejected. So now I got to like fill out all these forms to be like, no, actually, I actually do make money. I'm in the gig economy. I don't know if.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are aware.
Yeah.
Seems to be the way life is these days.
Yeah, that's.
Look, dude, I'm not gonna complain. I'm healthy. We got food. I got fucking way more toilet paper than I need. I'm not gonna fucking complain about anything.
I got a little nervous today. We dropped our toilet paper roll count dropped into the 40s, and I was like, oh shit.
Into the 40s.
When this started, Deborah was sick. We like March 1st she got sick, and we thought she might have it. And so like we went to we also were out of groceries. We were out of town right before that. We went to visit her dad for his 70th birthday. So we didn't have any groceries, and we normally will do a big shop like once every 6 weeks. We go to Costco, buy the toilet paper, and there's a complex that's Costco, Target, Aldi, all in the same building. Right before this happened, Deborah didn't realize we had another case of toilet paper that I had put in the closet. So she got another one, and we got home now. So we have 2 cases of Costco sized toilet paper. So it's like, we got tons of that.
Yeah, that's fine though. That's a good
It's fine.
investment. Yeah, it's like you're gonna buy it anyway.
I didn't hoard it to like fuck with anybody. I just happened.
No, that's the beautiful thing about bulk, like toilet paper, paper towels, deodorant, soap.
I'm running low on tissues. I might have to dip into the toilet paper to blow my nose soon.
The thing that sucks with gig work, like, you know, and you know, everyone does it. You get paid, but you get paid cash. So, you know, maybe you don't claim it. And it really comes back to haunt you in a time like this where it's like, fuck, I could have at least got 50% of that cash I made.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, they're just printing money right now. They're just printing money. Like, none of this is even real. Like, you can't just, where did all this money come from? Everybody just gets free money? You guys could have done this the whole fucking time? You greedy bastards. You guys could have just paid us all to stay home, you fucks.
Right? It's like
fucking
Mrs.
greedy
Doubtfire.
fucks.
The whole time? The whole time?
Yeah, it's dude, you guys are cutting education and cutting Medicare and cutting Medicaid and health insurance. No, we can't give anyone health insurance. And then it's like, oh shit, the economy shut down. Oh, here's fucking $9 trillion. We just print it out. Like, you know,
I found it. Oh my gosh, it was right here.
yeah,
True.
So what the fuck, man?
But at least, listen, at least there's stuff to stream and watch. We've got the Crow Funboy coming out.
Yes,
you can keep watching our
Funboy.
podcast.
Correct.
For the first time, you can watch us before you have to
that
listen.
is true. We waited until the technology caught up to our ability and our beautiful faces before we brought this podcast back.
Yeah.
Where you can actually see us.
When we started, we were using Skype. It was not going well.
I mean, honestly, like if we're gonna be in quarantine, realistically, with the streaming services and the internet, and like even this, like Zoom and Hangouts and House Party and Netflix and Prime, all this sort of stuff. Could you imagine if we were just like, I can't read any more books today?
Right, like if it was in the 80s.
Yeah,
we were like, I'm out of books.
No, the 80s wouldn't have even been that bad. We saw TV in the 80s.
Oh no, but TV stopped at like 11:30. It was just fuzz. There was nothing.
Right.
Kids nowadays have no idea the struggle. It's like, I stayed up all night. Why? There's literally nothing to do.
Right. And then they
just
had
that feeling of like
Star Spangled Banner at 6 a.m.
Right? You just keep rewatching like the stuff you recorded off of HBO or Showtime on your VCR.
Yeah, but you just kept re-recording over the same tape, and it had all the tracking static and all that.
Yeah,
the line over the movie you erased because you stopped watching it and write down the new one.
Right.
Oh,
You'd watch a movie you recorded, and like in between the movies, there'd be like some news. You would just like cut to like whatever the hell the tape was before, and then cut back. Yeah. Even that would have been fine. Fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, dude, you just take away the internet. Dude, I'll tell you what. Fuck a coronavirus. If the internet turns off,
then I could see protesting in the streets.
load up on ammo.
Oh, that's why. So in my building, there's over 300 people, right? It's 2 elevators. I don't want to get, like, if the elevator door opens and someone comes out near me, I'm like, ugh! Like, it scares the shit out of me. I haven't seen anyone. So I take the stairs. No one takes the stairs. On the stairway, there's this, I posted on Twitter or something. Everyone's like, oh, it'd be so mean if someone wasted a roll of toilet paper right now. It was like, every day I walk down those stairs to get the mail, I see everyone's cable connection is just exposed. I was like, no, a real prank would be if I fucking cut 300 people's internet and cable right here, right now. That's a fucking prank.
You won't do it.
A toilet
You won't
paper
do it.
roll. You just use your fucking hand.
You won't do it.
Oh, I'm
you
never
won't do it,
gonna.
Nick.
Are you kidding me? Listen, if I had someone I didn't like and I knew which one was theirs, I'd fucking cut it. But there's no one I don't like.
That's savage.
That I know.
That's savage.
I'm not just going to do it to everybody because
I would rather just take a full stomp out. Like, I'd rather just get stomped out than have my internet turned off. I would take
pretty crazy.
I would take 8 kicks to the face if I knew my internet was going to work when I got
because
home.
They're not going to send anybody to fix it anytime soon, you know?
No, I think those guys are essential workers. I think those guys will come out.
sure they have.
Yeah, like those guys.
But I'm just saying, like
everyone that we need, really need, is still going to work.
right.
You know what I mean? Like the cable guy's still fixing cable. Like that guy's like.
I know they
those
are. I just know, even when they are going to work, they're at full capacity. When was the last time you called the cable guy? They're like, "I'll be right over." It's like, let's schedule something next week between 2 and 5.
Oh, especially now that everyone's relying on them. Why you call me? I got nothing else to do. Like, how do I get faster stuff? It's not loading up. You know, you check your the download and upload speeds. So
I was
feel like I'm
nervous
paying
about
for
that.
more.
I was actually nervous that like the internet was going to get all fucked up. And,
That it'd be overloaded.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think they're actually doing a pretty good job. I mean, realistically, like, it's slow once in a while, but I mean, like, it still works. I expected it to just not work. Like,
I think they are doing a good job, and I'm going to feel a little guilty when I cancel them next month because I'm about to hit my year mark, and I know it's going to jack up the price, so I got to cancel them. My roommate has to now get it. So like, hey, thanks a lot for everything you're doing for us during this quarantine. We're done.
Yeah,
switching carriers.
I always thought that was fucked up, where it's like, you guys got this crazy promotion going on right now. I've been paying you guys for 10 years. You guys can't hook me up with a deal once in a while? Like, what the fuck?
It pisses me off. Yeah, I was on Sprint for 14 years. That was like my cell phone carrier. And all of a sudden, like my bill went from like $90 to like $125. I was like, what the fuck happened? And they're like, well, your phone was, the lease was over on your phone. I'm like, shouldn't it go down? Like, I'm not paying for it anymore?
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, no. No, they're like, no, you have to buy it now. So this is your buying out price. We split it up into a couple easy payments. I was like, you don't have your fucking mind? Like, the last time my lease was done, my bill was like $70 a month. It was great.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Sprint actually fucking does that?
I got Sprint. I'm on the same deal. Like, I got $1,000 cell phone. I pay $10 a month on. So I know that once that 18 months is up, they're going to be like, hey, where's that $678?
Yeah, that's what was. I mean, I didn't have as expensive as a phone, but it's like literally the last time I did this, like once the lease was up, the phone was paid for. Like, you just paid the same amount till you paid off the phone, pretty much.
Well, the whole scam it's not a scam. I mean,
it's a scam. It's a fucking scam.
It's actually good business because, like, you give somebody $1,000 phone and you only charge them $10 a month for it, and then you're like, all right, well, you owe us for the rest of that phone, or you can re-sign for another year. You know what I mean? And then get this new phone, which you owe us $1,000 for in 18 months.
Yeah, that's not good business. That's something, and I can't think of the fucking word. Nick, you're an English major.
I mean, I'd call it bullshit, but that's what they do.
No. It's fuck. Because like they didn't used to do that. That's the problem. Like that wasn't their policy, and then they changed their policy. And I don't pay it. I don't read. Like, well, we sent you the contract. It's like no one fucking reads it.
Well, I feel like cell phones have become a necessity, a commodity now. Like when you were, I mean, I don't know how old you guys are. I know me and Nick are like the same age.
Yeah, same age.
Like,
how old do I look? How old do I look?
You look old enough to fuck children.
There you go.
I mean,
to fuck children.
We're all the same age.
All right. Well, yeah, but
I'm a little older than Nick.
When you were let's say when you were 20 and you had a cell phone that was like super expensive that you barely used, like the idea of somebody spending $1,000 on a cell phone was fucking ridiculous. And now it's like, you don't have $1,000 cell phone. How do you live? How do you even work? Like, how do you do anything? So it's like, it's become like a necessity. It's like car insurance now. Like, you have to have a smartphone. Otherwise you're fucked. Like, there's no way you can compete. There's no way that you can earn money. There's no way that you can communicate effectively. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's just this weird thing where I remember when making a phone call on my cell phone was like a thing where like I would look at my watch and be like, oh shit, it's been 4 minutes. That's like $7.
That's why I actually went to. That's why I went to Sprint. I didn't actually get a cell phone to like 2006. I didn't care.
Yeah, you were the last one out of everybody to get a cell. We kept calling you at home and like other friends' house and other people's cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Actually, I love it because it's like no one called my parents' house after 10 p.m.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you did not call. I missed that. It's like you don't call people after 10 p.m. So like if I wasn't around anyone, I just didn't know. But I also didn't care. So I didn't get it till I went to film school in 2006, and I went to like all the carriers, and Sprint was the only one. You had to pay like an extra $10 a month, but like instead of from like free calling at 9 p.m., it was like 6 p.m. And like that was the only one. I was like, perfect. My classes get out at like 6. I don't want to have to pay for anything. It's one set rate. It was great. That's why I went to them. And then they fucked me. And now they're out of business because T-Mobile or whatever them merged. Fuck T-Mobile too. That's why I have now. I just keep going from one shit show to another. Because I dropped my phone.
Are the same now.
Yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm fucking feeling it. I dropped my T-Mobile phone in the sink. I'm actually paying for the insurance on it, but everything's closed, so I couldn't get a hold of it. And then I'm also through my friend's account, so we pay less. I'm like, I'm like, what's your password? She's like, I don't remember. I'm like, can you fucking help me out here? Come on, Brittany. What the fuck you doing? I don't have a cell phone. Unemployment's supposed to be calling me to verify that I am who I am. Kind of need this. Oh, finally they sent me everything got worked out about 2.5 weeks later. So I got my new
quarantine. Sean's going to a phone booth like it's a 1940s
here's the
movie.
thing. The new phone I got, like they're like punching your for the calling the text service for unemployment. They're like punching your social security number. 369 on this phone pop up as 1 apparently. They're like, you entered blah 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 1. I'm like, I did not put in a 1. I did not.
I had that problem too. I think that when the system is overloaded, it doesn't quite read the tones properly or something.
Oh, I also haven't been able to get I can't get my voicemail on my phone. So if anyone ever calls me, don't bother leaving a message. I can't access it.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I feel like these are all personal problems.
What are you doing?
I got the phone.
This shit is easy. It's pretty much self-explanatory.
You would think so.
15 years ago, Marcus, did you ever anticipate being in a position where you've got a job, a home, a phone, everything's set, and Sean's like, I'm unemployed. I don't have a phone.
I mean, if the guy knows how to like edit videos and stuff, he should know how to do everything else.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. So here's the phone, right? I type in visual voicemail, and then it tells me unable to contact the VM application server. Please try again later. I've had this phone since like November. I've had T-Mobile. You have to get a voicemail. I don't know what's going on. It should just load, and it's not.
I don't know.
I like voicemails. People get mad at me. I always leave voicemails.
People used to love my voicemails. I used to call people. Maybe you guys remember, but my people like from college used to tell me like after college I'd call like when I was driving, and I would just leave the voicemail as I was driving, just kind of stream of consciousness, have the conversation without them. They used to enjoy that. Text messages.
Now people get pissed off that you leave a voicemail at all.
Yeah, it's not that I get mad about people leaving voicemails. I can't figure out how to get it. And now all the T-Mobile stores are closed, and I can't get in there. So
let me tell you, I'm going to leave a voicemail if it rings and there's room for a voicemail. But most people I find, they're like, your voicemail box is full. And I'm like, if no one listens, just delete these. What are you saving them for?
Yeah, that too.
Voicemail full.
I just want to leave a voicemail so that when you call me and it's not like, this is Sean's phone. I want to leave the message, you have reached the number you have dialed. Because my next friend, Matt, his father, that was his answering machine voice. And for some reason, I'm like, oh, I must have called the wrong number. I just call him back. And then we finally had the conversation. I'm like, oh, so I am calling the right house. Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought I missed the number.
It was a funny thing to say because it's like, of course I've reached the number I've dialed. You always reach the number you've dialed. But is this who I'm trying to dial?
It's like, oh, good times.
Yeah. Oh man, I think that's it for this week.
I think so.
We've reached our end. It was great to see all of your beautiful smiles. I don't see many people, just my wife and the pharmacist a couple of times, and then a couple of homeless people on the street. That's about it.
That's it.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks
sorry,
for
I didn't mean
joining
to
us,
leave you
Jason. Right? What the fuck, Nick? It's like I was gonna listen to the podcast, and then like Nick guy had this dreary fucking ending.
But you people out there in the
What do
world.
you mean, you people?
You know who I'm talking about.
What do you mean, you people?
You know.
Marcus, you say it now.
But anyway,
Well-
everyone,
The Crow Funboy.
the Crow Funboy on Facebook. Check it out Saturday, and keep tuning in to
Saturday.
Four Men Podcast.
7 p.m. Saturday.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I already like the page. I'm connected. I'll definitely be checking it out, and you know we can definitely talk about it next episode.
Do you think we could do you think we do like a streaming party? I see people do that on Facebook. Are we allowed to just do that?
Well, I think we're actually going to do that after, because we were supposed to have, they had the theater booked and all that stuff, so we were going to do, the Q&A and all that. So
Yeah.
we're going to do it all on, streaming. So
Oh, really?
And the crew will be,
Yeah. Sean, quit thinking about yourself all the time. Let them do it.
Yeah,
first.
no, well, we did a test today. We fucked it all up. It took an hour for us to figure it all out. So
That's why you did a test run.
yeah, fortunately, we did a test. So chances are it'll probably be fucked up.
Three of the four men did a test run last week on Zoom. I'll tell you, I got you. One person couldn't figure it out today. It's the one who didn't show up for the fucking test run.
It's the one that isn't here right now.
What
There you
used to
go.
say at the end of the episode? Do we have something we used to say?
Yeah, probably. I've listened to them so many times. I just don't listen. I don't.
No, we wouldn't say anything. Fucking Sean Farrell would just stop the show.